If you saw our short film, The Bounty, you know that James got himself frozen in carbonite. We were going to thaw him out afterwards, but Ian thought he could use the break. He looks pretty happy, doesn't he? It's like he never left. Let me show you how we did this. What if we freeze James in carbonite? You know, like Han Solo in The Empire Strikes Back? I mean, surely we have the technology to do it by now. That movie came out ages ago. It's basically ancient. So I guess the first step is to go out and find some carbonite. Not quite. Oh, carbonite. Exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. In case you haven't guessed yet, we're not actually gonna freeze them in pink foam. This isn't really a Make It Real episode. Did you notice? There was no Make It Real intro. I guess you could say this is just a prop, or an extreme cosplay. Sounds easy, right? Probably not.
The first step of the process is to capture James in 3 dimensions. And we're gonna do that in 2 different ways. The first way, photogrammetry, using something as simple as a DSLR. The way to do photogrammetry is to take multiple images of your subject in a 360 pattern, then load it up into a software that uses a specialized photogrammetry algorithm to recreate the 3D model. The second method for recreating James in 3D is going to be using something like a 3D camera, such as this Z camera back here. The Z camera uses 2 cameras to capture 2 separate offset images, then lay them on top of each other to create a depth map. We got 2 methods of scanning. Let's see which one works best. I've just imported all the photos I took of James. The next step is to let the software do its magic. For the photogrammetry, we're going to be using an open source software called Meshroom. As we were doing the depth scan, I realized that we were losing a lot of detail, so I decided to just use photogrammetry. So the photogrammetry looks good. I'm going to take this model, clean it up, send it to Dave, and he's going to program the paths into the robot.
To cut out this foam, we're going to be using a KR20 from Kuka Robotics, as well as a liquid-cooled spindle from PushCorp. This spindle just has a wood routing bit in it that it spins at 20,000 RPM to be able to cut out the foam. The first thing we need to do is tell the robot where this tool is on the end of the arm. The easiest way to do that is just get a point out in space and have the robot touch the tool to that point at 4 different angles. If it knows all the positions that it used to put the tip in the same spot, it could figure out exactly where it is on the end of the arm. Next, we need to take the calibrated tool and touch off on the foam so that the robot knows exactly where the foam is and where it needs to be running the program. All right, that should do it. Let's go. It took about 6 hours, but it's all done. There's a few problems where the different layers of foam were glued together and the glue didn't hold all that well. It'd be better if we had a solid piece of foam to cut through, but we'll just have to glue some of those fingers back on. Next, we're gonna have to give it a coating to make it look like carbonite.
All right, so I've cleaned up the foam as best I can. Now we're going to coat the entire thing in a rubber polymer to give it a nice consistent finish that looks like carbonite. Let's get started. This is probably gonna get messy. Oh, look at that. think I'm happy with how this looks. So once this dries, we just have to make a nice frame for it, and bam, we've got me frozen in carbonite.
This minimalist wallet features RFID shielding, 10 card capacity, a cash strap, and a quick access lever. The Smith wallet, available now at hacksmith.store.
Hey, I'm Henry. I'm a co-op here at Hacksmith Industries, and today I've been tasked with making the case for our carbonite. We're gonna start off by making a frame out of wood, and then, in classic Hacksmith Industries fashion, we're gonna be covering it in metal. Finally, we're gonna add some details to the electronic panels to make it as film accurate as possible. Let's get into it. I'm hoping the thing fits, because the wood does bow and stuff, so we might need to like make sure it gets in there, you know? So first I'm gonna make some pilot holes, and then I'm gonna screw the frame together. I didn't do this right. We gotta do that again. This is supposed to go on the inside. Why are we capturing it? You just cut the film. All right, frame's done. Just gotta make sure it fits James, and then we're moving on to the sheet metal. I bet it won't. All right, looks like it'll fit. Let's get onto the sheet metal. All right, these look great. On to bending. Okay, we're gonna use this box brake to bend our sheet metal. So the problem with these edge bends, so when you start bending, it runs up against the other side of the frame. So what we need to do is take this out of the brake, go to a table, and just bang it the old-fashioned way with a hammer. So what I've done is I've attached a little bar stock up top, attached to this thick metal table, and I'm gonna use this thick mild steel, just basically as a plate to push it down and get that 90-degree bend. It's pretty MacGyvered, but that's what we do here. It looks pretty good. We gotta do that 4 more times. All right, before I go any further, I want to do a test fit. Might not look like much right now, but I've got to trust the process. I'm going to get to welding these guys together soon, and everything should be flush. So I'm actually not feeling terrible about this. I think the gaps are a little big, but I think they'll come out when we ratchet them all together and, of course, do a little more hammering. Thanks, Chris, for tacking it together. I've learned a lot. Now it's time for me to fill the gaps myself. It's gonna start smoking a lot because there's wood underneath. All right, now that we got the welds done, I gotta grind all these mistakes away. And there are a bunch of them. All right, now that we've ground down the seams, we're gonna use an orbital sander to get the right surface finish. Now that the metal's done, I gotta make some panels to fill in these cutouts. I found some great reference material on a Star Wars prop building forum, where I learned that the side panels are actually made from Volvo dashboards turned inside out. Star Wars fans have been making their own Carbonite frames using this exact same method since 1980. The problem is, even if I went down to a scrapyard and found a Volvo 343, I would need to find 8 of them, and these side panels are such a hot commodity that they'd already likely be ripped out. With that in mind, I found some 3D models of the panels and we're gonna print them out right here. So obviously I'm not gonna keep the prints this color, so we're gonna hit them with a few coats of metallic spray paint. I want to incorporate some electronics into this control panel to give our sci-fi tech some life. I'm going to use an Arduino to control the LEDs and the 7-segment displays. To view the full schematic diagram, click the maker.io link in the description below. Each one of these wires is connected to a port on the Arduino, with which I can code the 7-segment display on the front. With the control panel finished, it's time to mount it all to the frame.
Perfect.
We've built a lot of stuff over the years, from Captain America's electromagnetic shield to the world's first retractable proto lightsaber. I even built Aquaman's trident. Okay, this one was a little weird. Fact of the matter is, building all these crazy projects leaves me no time to build PCs, and we need a lot of PCs around here. So why not let Micro Center do it for you? It's one of the best places to shop for all your technology needs. A tech haven with 25 locations across the United States. They even offer an online custom PC builder tool to spec out the best PC for your needs that fits your budget. Not only that, the tool also ensures compatibility between selected components. Finally, if building just isn't your thing, you can have one of the pros at Micro Center build it for you. If you check out Micro Center using my link below, you'll get a coupon for a free pair of Bluetooth headphones.
Oh, sorry, was just lost in his eyes. Anyway, we gotta give James a little coat of paint to give him that real Carbonite look. Let's get into it. So I've mixed this acrylic with water, and we're gonna use it as a wash that's just gonna weather the top of the Carbonite. With the paint finished, it's time to put it all together.
That was a fun build. Big thank you to Dave's Armory for lending us the KUKA robot to make this happen. Make sure to check out his channel and subscribe if you'd like to see more robot arm videos. Don't forget to enter our contest for the limited edition, only 10 ever made Haskar. All you have to do is fill out a survey to be eligible to win. Follow the link in the description below to enter now. If you want to see more behind the scenes content of our Hacklorian series, along with a ton of other fun stuff, make sure to check out Hacksmith Vlogs, where we do weekly videos on our daily Hacksmith madness. Thank you for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one.